Within the last half hour, the state capitol now back in business after being evacuated for a credible bomb threat. We've been following this breaking story from the very beginning this afternoon. Our political reporter Jessica Arp was inside when the building was cleared.
And Jessica, what is happening at this hour? I see you're back in the building now, finally, after a long wait.
Yeah, we are. About 20 minutes ago, the all clear was given. Lawmakers are now making their way back into the State Assembly along with the press and other folks who are following it. This after we understand that Capitol Police went through this entire building with dogs to check and see if there was any potential threat. As they did tell us, they believed there was a credible bomb threat to this building. Lawmakers, staff, and any visitors to the Capitol were all evacuated from the building about 3:40 this afternoon. I was actually in the Speaker's office when police came in to inform them a threat had been made and lawmakers needed to leave immediately. They all proceeded outside and across the street, many of them Democrats and Republicans, grabbing a beer together and waiting to hear news about what happened.
Well, it's not a norm to evacuate the Capitol. I've been here for quite a while and I don't remember this occurring all that often, but I will say that we got more accustomed to things like this during Act 10, which is unfortunate, but we still take them seriously, which is why when the police said to leave, we didn't question it. We didn't say, let's keep debating. We all left.
Well, it's unfortunate, clearly. I mean, whoever did this, I hope will be prosecuted. This is inexcusable. I don't care if it's somebody from the left, right, center, or outer space. This is just totally unacceptable.
Now, lawmakers had been debating the budget for about 4 hours before the evacuation happened. This, of course, is the last step in the budget process before sending the $73 billion two-year spending plan to the governor for his signature. Republicans say they made, quote, significant improvements to the bill from the governor's proposal. Democrats have been slamming cuts to education and transportation and moving to send the bill back to committee. Now, as for what happens next tonight, the Assembly had been scheduled to be in session to talk about the budget until about 11 o'clock tonight. Now, of course, they lost about 2 hours of that time being outside as part of this evacuation. So leadership of both sides of the aisle said they'll now talk and decide what happens next. They had really wanted to finish up tonight and they would move on to taking up the 20-week abortion ban in the Assembly tomorrow. As for what's next on the budget, when this budget passes the Assembly tonight, it would go to the governor for his signature. The governor's office said they will wait till they get the bill to schedule a date, time, and place for it to be signed. But Speaker Voss told us today he believed that it would happen at some point this week. As for the threat itself, Capitol Police said that they had no comment yet tonight, as this was an ongoing investigation. But of course, we will bring you any details on the threat itself as we will learn it, of course.
Just really quick before we let you go, let's go back to the beer drinking for a second, because it was a serious situation, but it wasn't necessarily tense today, right?
No, not at all. I mean, lawmakers, there was sort of they were jokingly calling it a bomb threat beer summit. A number of them all sort of having a beer together outside at the Capitol while they waited to hear news about this. It was sort of a light atmosphere while we waited to find out what was happening. I think a lot of these we saw one on the 4th of July that ended up being a hoax. It's sort of hard to say, but I think people were trying to make the best of a situation of a delay in the day, and lawmakers were telling us it shows that they can have a congenial conversation outside of the Capitol, but disagree on serious issues while they're in it.
All right, Jess Garb live at the Capitol. Now all clear. Jess, thanks.